because you are more focused on protecting skin color than actually promoting yourself. Because you, along with many other racists, feel so useless with your lives. You have nothing going on for yourself, so you try to latch yourself and attach yourself to your skin tone because you're weak. You're weak of mind, and this isn't a race thing, this is a you thing. You have such low self-esteem that you are more than willing to put down entire people groups who have done nothing to you because you grew up believing some story that you are so special and so unique for the way that your skin color came out. I don't give about the way your skin color came out. I will go and pour tar on you and permanently stain your skin. I don't give a because at the end of the day, you aren't special. You're just another pathetic racist on the internet who doesn't even know how to browse 4chan. Hey, howdy, and hello, everyone. Let us get into this debate. How are you?
Hey.
You doing good?
Hey, yeah, I'm alright. I'm gonna just begin by just introducing myself, name, pronouns, and whatnot. Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Cassandra. My pronouns are she, they, because neo-pronouns are base and true scum can cope and fucking save. You can find me on Twitter at CassandraNya. That's CASSANDRA_NYA. Hi. I'm sorry if I'm a bit nervous and I'm not the most articulate. I'm not the most confident when it comes to this sort of stuff, but hopefully it goes alright.
Yeah, well, whenever you're arguing in favor of some of the things I've seen you advocate for on your Twitter, which you just plugged, you might not be the most confident, but we can get into it, so. What would you like to talk about, first and foremost?
I thought maybe we could begin with you, actually apologizing for, claiming that I was, fake trans, and, yeah,
Oh yeah, and that video that I made when, I thought that you were, a troll, because it's kind of uncommon to find someone whose, belief points, especially when it comes to things such as, general fascistic leanings, and is also trans, it's, I'm gonna admit that was on me, I don't know if you are or not, I can't verify that, but, I'll take you at your word here, maybe you are just a trans fascist, so, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't consider myself a fascist.
Well, most people who are fascists don't.
That actually is quite common. Depending on what circles you run in, I know at least 30 people that you would call a Nazi that are trans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens. Personally, I've never met someone of that leaning until today, or I guess yesterday when we did talk then. So, yeah, I'll apologize for that. I made a bad judgment play there, but that doesn't make you any less abhorrent as a person. So, let's get into it. What else did you want to talk about outside of that?
Well, you can carry most of the conversation and the exact topics you want to talk about, but I do just want to start by saying that, I don't consider myself a Nazi. Yeah, okay, I'm a nationalist, and I'm a socialist. I'm not a national socialist, because that term, while in theory, it should describe me. It has a lot of connotations and stuff. It means a lot of things that I don't agree with.
So would you consider yourself would you consider yourself a Strasserist?
Well, I call myself a trans, right? Because that's I don't perfectly align with it, but it's probably the closest ideology. Because I remember when Hitler coined, I'm not a Nazi, but I'm not a national socialist, but I'm a nationalistic socialist. When Hitler coined the term national socialist, he wasn't referring to socialism as we currently conceptualize it, because you have to remember that in Germany at the time, beforehand, Hindenburg sort of redefined socialism in the German context. So when Hitler called himself a national socialist, he wasn't referring to a nationalistic version of socialism as we understand it. He was referring to a nationalistic version of what Hindenburg had redefined socialism to mean in the German context. So I'm not a national socialist. I'm not a Nazi. You can.
Okay, not Nazi, but just has some very interesting opinions on the Holocaust and some very interesting opinions on race, but not a Nazi. in the socialist aspect. Yeah. Okay, I get that. Yeah, so I guess I'll just call you a fascist, since that's what you effectively are. Let's talk about race a little bit. I like races, you know. I'm from North Carolina, good state of NASCAR.
We can talk about race.
Yeah, so I mean, I think this is better for you to explain. Personally, my opinion is that all races are pretty cool and deserve the right to live wherever they want next to each other. Cultural diversity is actually pretty cool. The cultural diversity, like some of the most successful nations on this planet are ones that are extremely culturally diverse, such as the United States of America, the most culturally diverse nation on the planet. Well, maybe not necessarily, but definitely one of the most culturally diverse nations on the planet, is currently the largest global superpower with the strongest economy, the strongest military if we're going by national standards. Let's talk about the country that you're from, Australia. Maybe not as diverse as the United States of America, but still fairly diverse. Fairly good nation economically, takes care of their citizens fairly well. And, you know, is a very culturally diverse nation. I don't necessarily know why ethnostates would be a good thing for us to advocate for, as you apparently were in call yesterday.
Well, I'm fine with diversity existing. Like, I support the right for like black people to exist, so long as we can exist as well. And that's sort of like the problem.
Okay, how's the existence question? How's the existence of like minorities assailing upon your right to exist?
Sure, because if current trends continue how they are, this is a well-established fact in like all of academia and politics. Like, this is not contested. If current trends continue in just a mere few hundred years, there will be no white people left. White people will not exist in a few hundred years. Now, I'm fine for black people and people of color to exist, so long as we can exist as well.
Can you pop me a source for that?
Current trends are pointing towards us going extinct, and I personally take issue with that.
Okay, so when you say current trends, can you like pop me a source for that, please? Like, you can DM it to me.
I'm not giving you a source for the fact that the sky is blue.
Okay. So, how about this? What if white people just fucked more? That seems like a y'all issue. Okay, no, but for real, let's get into this. Let's get into this. The fact that you think that, like, a changing in demographics is, like, your race being assailed upon is a little weird, yeah? Personally, like, I'm just of the opinion that if, like, I, as a black person, if black people were to start getting outbred is the term I guess you would use. Like, I guess, like, more people that were not black were being born in this nation, I wouldn't feel assailed upon. That's actually happening in, I believe, last time. I ended up looking into this because I watched somebody debate someone else like you. I think one of the fastest growing ethnic groups in the United States of America based on birth rates and also immigration, of course, are Hispanic groups, to the point where they've actually overtaken, in terms of like percentage of population, like black people in percentage of population. And I quite frankly don't give a fuck, because I think people have a right to exist, and I don't think that more of one group means less of my group. I mean, statistically, maybe, but at the same time, people are still being born. It just means that other groups are growing.
People's right to exist.
Yeah, you support people's... Wait. So you support people's right to exist, but you think that, like, other people existing is assailing upon you. White people aren't going to suddenly disappear. There are billions of white people across this planet. Just because other people are fucking doesn't mean that you people are disappearing. It just means that, like, demographics are just changing slightly a bit.
Well, no. In just a mere few hundred years, there will be no white people left.
Okay, so, like, a mere few hundred... By a mere few hundred years, like, what metric are you pointing to?
I don't know the exact... Well, we don't have an exact number.
So you don't have the exact number, but you're saying things like a mere few hundred years, white people... In a few hundred years, white people will cease to exist. Like, what's going on there? Come on. If you're gonna make a claim like that, if you're gonna make a claim like that, dude, I would really like to see what you're basing that off.
I'm basing it off fucking academic consensus.
So where?
The fact that white people will not exist is not contested. This is not debated. This is well-established fact.
I mean, clearly it's being debated because you're sitting here talking to me.
Whether or not the sky is blue.
I mean, the sky can be purple sometimes. Depends on how light refracts through the refracts through the
And it can
atmosphere.
be
I can't
orange
speak.
sometimes as well.
Yeah. So with that being said, since there are a multitude of ways that the sky can look, and there are a multitude of ways as data can appear to us, I'd like you to point me to the metric that you're using to say that like white people are suddenly gonna like cease to exist. Not suddenly, but like
suddenly.
okay, yeah, not suddenly over hundreds of years. I would
It is
like
a
for you to point
gradual-
me. I'd like for you to point me to that source.
I'm
Or
not
are you
putting
just
source on the fucking sky.
so?
What do you want?
Well, we're not talking
This is
about the
not
sky.
debated.
We're not
This
talking
is
about
not
the sky.
debated. This is
There
not
are 8
contested.
billion people on this planet. We're not talking about the sky.
You are
We're talking
arguing
about
against
people.
academic consensus. You are arguing against material
If it's
reality.
wait, Cassandra. If this is academic consensus, then you should be able to point me to one source.
Jesus, I don't have sources saved for something that isn't debated. Fucking ask anyone.
Then pull up
Ask
one.
any-
Google it. You have
Any
Google.
other leftist on this
You have
platform with
Google.
half of a brain. Ask any of your compatriots, and they will all tell you, yes, this is a thing.
You have
Now, some
Google.
people- Some people.
You
some
have
people
Google.
say that they're fine with it.
You
Some
have
people
Google.
say
Just
that
give me
they're
one source. I
okay
just
with
want
it,
one
and
source.
they're okay with it.
Just drop
Some
me
people
one
aren't.
source. Just drop me one source. You can drop me a source from a college. I don't care. Just give me one source.
I don't know what to Google.
I don't know why.
Academic.
I thought it was academic consensus.
Wait,
If it's
why are you
academic
harping on this
consensus,
point
then
so
you
much?
should be able to
Why
find a
are you
source.
harping on this point? This
Because
is
you're
being
lying.
ridiculous.
You're lying, and that's why
You're
I'm asking you.
lying.
You know you're lying.
Bro,
Yeah,
literally
population
not.
rates
You're the
change,
one
but that
lying.
population
Make it
rates
out.
change, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna like disappear in 200 years. That doesn't mean that people like you are gonna disappear in 200 years.
Continue. Current trends continue. In a mere few hundred years, white people as a distinct ethnic group will not exist. That is not contested.
Okay. Question: if that's not contested, yeah, and this is like a pretty 1-2 simple follow-up. If that's not contested, can you show me where that is asserted?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Listen,
I don't know how to find
if you
an
asked
exact
me,
source on a
if you
plain
asked me,
thing.
if you asked me to provide you, like it is not contested that 25, like the square root of 25 is 5. That isn't contested. But I can prove to you that the square root of 25 is 5 in multiple ways. Just because something isn't contested doesn't mean that it doesn't have a source to it. So I'm asking you to provide me a source, please. If it isn't contested, it should be exceedingly easy for you to provide me a source. Because you're making a claim here. You're making a claim, the burden of proof is on you. Just give me one source. 1-2 sources. From like a college. Like a good accredited institution, not like fucking Breitbart or some shit. If it's a consensus, you should be able to find something.
Why don't you just open your eyes and listen to what the people in academia and politics are saying?
Okay, well, first of all, you listen with your ears, not your
I'm not
eyes.
good at Googling
Yeah.
things and finding sources on the fly. I'm not good at finding sources on the fly. Like, what do
Then maybe you
fucking
should
want
have.
from me?
Then maybe you should have had them like started with. Okay, you know what? Let's get off the source thing in general. Okay, let's suppose that what you're saying is true. Yeah, let's suppose
Literally
because okay. Let's suppose because you haven't provided me anything to say about. Let's suppose that it is true. What's bad about it?
Well, personally, I believe that as a people, white people have a right to exist.
I believe that white people have a right to exist too. Yes, I don't think that anyone should be murdering white people for being white. So, again, how are other demographics growing in size a threat to you?
Okay, so when people, well, it comes down to ultimately like dominant and recessive genes. And there's enough people within a population of certain dominant genes, and they're afforded the same rights as the rest of them, and things like miscegenation are promoted. This will then obviously lead to interbreeding, in which the dominant genes will mask the recessive genes. And if there's enough people within the population with those dominant genes to then eventually, over time, completely mask all of the white genes and get to the point where white people as a typical group do not exist.
Okay, so if I may ask, what particular phenotypes do you think constitute white people?
Being white.
Being white. I know plenty of light-skinned black people, like extremely white black people.
if someone
like
is,
black people that you
1/16
like black people that you would look at. No, I'm related to like two people. Actually, they are my aunts. I'm related to them. If you looked at them, you would think that they were white women.
Good for them.
Yeah. So again, if we're arguing phenotypically, what's going on there? Like what specific phenotypes? Because it's not just white skin, obviously. That denotes a white person.
Genes are vulnerable. White genes are vulnerable.
Okay.
They're beautiful and they are precious.
So
and they
which
must be
genes?
protected.
Which genes in particular can you like? Okay, again, like outside of genes, yeah.
So you
Let's
want
not get in.
genetic code?
Okay,
You want
how about
the exact
phenotypes? What
DNA?
phenotypes? You mentioned
You want
phenotypes. Let's talk
mRNA?
about phenotypes. Which phenotypes in particular? Yeah, don't read me off like fucking thousand fucking codon length gene sequences. What phenotypes in particular do you want to protect? Like, what phenotypes do you think constitute white people?
Beautiful, fair, white skin.
Fair, white skin, beautiful. So would you consider my, like those people that I mentioned that I'm related to, would you consider them white?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen them. I don't know anything about them. I don't know their cultural, like, were they raised in black communities? I don't
I mean,
know
yeah.
enough about them to say.
Yeah. But I thought it was phenotypes, not culture.
Well, if they are partly ethnically black and culturally fully black, then they're black. Like, you're trying to get me on a cheap gotcha. Like,
Wait. They're
this
also
gotcha is
culturally
not
Hispanic.
saying no.
Like Puerto Rican. Like, they have European ancestry. I have European ancestry.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what? You're 1/4 Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that anyone could just look at you and they're gonna say, "Hey, that's a Puerto Rican." No, they're not. You're black.
Yeah, and you're white. So what about it?
Um,
Yeah, there are many different groups of
I-
people that look
I support
different and have like
your-
and have like particular phenotypes that look a certain way. You know, Ariana Grande is white, but a lot of people think that she's like Latino.
She's just really tanned, isn't she? That's her deal, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but like she's Italian. Italians can get really tan, so if it's like fair white skin, then what about Italians? Where do Italians fit into your marker
Yeah,
there?
sure. But look, I'm not like an Aryan supremacist. I use a pretty broad definition of what I consider to be white. I'm fairly liberal with who I consider to be white.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm like asking,
Not
like, at what point
I'm not
do you
an
consider
Aryan
someone to be
supremacist.
white?
I'm not like a Nordic supremacist.
What about someone who's like half white? How about 75% actually? How about that? Do you consider that person to be white if they're like 75% like genetically white?
They're phenotypically and culturally white, then they're white. If they are neither or either of those things, then no.
Okay, so what if you're half and half? What if you're like phenotypically white but like culturally like, I don't know, like Mexican? Or what if you're I shouldn't say Mexican, that's a specific country.
Mexicans aren't
How about
black
like
anyway,
Latino?
so-
Yeah, because there are like black Mexicans, white Mexicans. How about this? Like phenotypically white but like culturally, let's say like Nigerian. Would you consider that person white? Like they are a white person, but they were
Suppose you
raised by
say that
black people
ethnically
in
they are.
Nigeria.
They say that ethnically they are still white and they still carry white genes. However, culturally, they would probably culturally more align with the values and the culture of black people, which you could argue is would make them more incompatible with the rest of white society. Also, I'm sorry, it's raining outside. I hope that's not picking up on the mic.
Okay.
Because I'm sorry.
Well, no, I can. Shit, you get rain in Australia? I thought most of that place was a fucking desert.
We do get rain in
Holy
Australia
shit!
sometimes.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you. I actually
Sometimes.
have a teacher from Australia. He's quite nice. You know, he doesn't believe in ethnostates.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
Oh yeah, best country on earth.
That's why he left. Indeed. So moving on from that. Well, not moving on from that. Let's get into this because I'm really trying to figure out what you consider to be a white person. Because, like you said, that's someone who is
Consider
like
a white person
someone
to be
who's
someone
like well.
who you look at and is white.
Okay, so again, like the people that I'm related to who look white, but were raised black. Yeah. You
Sure.
wouldn't? Would you consider those people white?
If they are genetically like pretty much entirely white, like if they're 1/32 black but mostly white, I would consider them to be white. But however, if they're raised in black culture and they act like black people and they are, for practical purposes, culturally black, then I would still not consider them to be someone who should be not someone who should be welcome in a civilized white society.
Okay. So is Eminem white?
Yeah.
Are the Kardashians white?
Well, they're Armenian, and I use a fairly liberal definition of white, so yes, I do personally consider Armenians to be white.
Okay. What about Iranians? Do you consider them to be white?
Persians, yes.
Persians?
Iran does have a bit of like cultural diversity. They do have some other ethnicities that have interbred, but like a pure Persian, yeah, I would probably consider them to be white.
Okay. What about an Indian man? Would you consider him to be white?
I would not consider an Indian to be white.
Okay. Okay. What about a Afrikaner? Would you consider them to be white?
Afrikaners being Dutch South Africans, yes?
Yeah. Well, like Afrikaners, like it's technically a specific group in that area, but like, would you consider them to be white?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what about someone who is half Afrikaner, half black, but was raised in like a white society, but like they look black?
They're black. Because if they're carrying enough black genes for it to be dominant enough that it would be visible in their offspring, and that their offspring would be visibly black, then they are black for all practical purposes.
Okay, so if that person were to have a child with someone else who has like, who's also like half Afrikaner, half black, but was also raised in white society, and they were to pass on both of their recessive genes, because that is something that can happen, and their child ended up looking like a bouncing baby, blonde hair, blue eyes, Aryan boy. Not because before you say, oh, I don't believe in the Aryan thing, yeah, that's me joking there. But if they were to turn out a child who was like blonde hair, blue eyes, like would be mistaken for a white kid, would you consider that kid white, even though they are technically half black, if we're continuing on that quantum?
Well, no, because they wouldn't be half black if like their parents are both like half black, half white, and through some extraordinarily unlikely miracle, the exact white half of both is what gets passed on, then that person would be genetically white. If they were raised in a white society,
okay,
which
but
I would contest whether or not they would be. If both your parents are black, even if you live in a white society, you're probably going to end up having some black cultural features. But theoretically, yeah, sure. But like, what is the point of this nippy? Why are you trying to zone in on such specific examples? Like, what's the end goal here? What point are you trying?
Because
to
I'm
make?
trying to figure
are we
out
doing?
what the fuck you consider whiteness, because whiteness is largely a social construct, just like all races are a social construct. Keep in mind, 200 years ago in the United States of America, Irish people were not considered white. Italians were not considered white. Many Spanish people were not considered white, despite the fact that many Hispanic people, have immense amounts of white European ancestry within them. Not everyone is descendant of Creoles.
I know.
Despite that fact, in the United States of America, not like a vast majority of Hispanic people aren't necessarily seen as white. Like, even if they are white, they are not seen as white by many Americans. So I'm trying to figure out what you mean by white, because it seems like everyone with your belief set has like a different opinion on what constitutes white.
I am well aware that intra-European racism has existed, and to a lesser degree does exist today. I would personally say that intra-European racism is quite a bit like leftist infighting, but I'm well aware of this fact. Like, Adolf Hitler would have not considered me to be white. He would have considered me inferior. He would have called me part of the Untermensch. I'm half Slav, half Spanish. So obviously I recognize what you're saying, and as I've said, I use a fairly liberal phenotypical and cultural definition. Like, okay, so sure, that's how we're defining it: phenotypically and culturally white.
Okay. So what about Michael Jackson?
He's black.
But he looked like a white man towards his death. He married white people.
Yeah, because he had some fucking medical condition or some shit that made his skin go fucky.
Yeah, he had vitiligo. It's almost like skin color is like
a black guy with a
the
medical
important
condition
thing.
is still a black guy.
Okay. What about a black guy who was like born white and like looks completely white but is like fully genetically black? Like in that scenario, would you consider that person white? What if they got adopted by a white family?
If a black person with albinism raised by a white family, would they even if you are albino, would you still pass on color genes? I'm not sure. Entirely potentially. Like, I don't know.
Well, the entire reason why in that situation someone is albino, it's because their color genes are Walter, this is a one-on-one.
Oh, can I just watch?
Yeah. I am streaming if you want to watch though.
Watch on YouTube.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know.
You're good, dude.
I'll silence.
You're good, dude. But yeah. Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like in someone who's albino, like, and that's it. Okay. Fuck. I lost my train of thought there. Okay. You go on with what you were gonna say. I'm tired. Had a long day.
I feel like this conversation is kind of pointless. I feel like we're just going around in circles like, oh, is this niche example? Do they technically meet your criteria?
Well,
like,
that's why I'm giving it to you so that you can
really see what's the point of obsessing over these niche examples. Like, it really does not matter.
Well, that's why I'm giving it to you so that you can move your topic along, because, you know, like at this point, I'm seeing that it's going to be very difficult to nail you down on what you consider a white person, which isn't shocking, you know, considering your whole weird racial politics. So, you know, you can move on to like, why do you think it's so important to like preserve like birth rates among like white people? Like, why do you think like ethnostates would be a good thing to like help preserve that? Why do you think it's needed?
Well, as I was talking, are you done?
I am done.
Right, what was I gonna say? As I was saying to the other person the other day, like, ethnostates aren't a one-size-fits-all solution. I'm not saying that, like, oh, just get rid of brown people and then suddenly everything will be great. Like, no, of course not. I'm not a fucking idiot. Train of thought. Am I? Yeah, so white people, like all people, like all races of people, have a right to continue to exist. For example, like, if in 300 years there was no black people, I would not want that. I would want you to have a right to exist as a distinct group of people. Earlier, you mentioned diversity, and I'm all for diversity. I don't want this cultural homogeneity. People talk about like the great like melting pot. Like, well, a melting pot, everything goes in diverse and comes out homogenous. Like, that's not diversity. Like, this current thing we have where we're just importing like brown people and ethnic minorities from all over the world, mix them together. That's not diversity. That's homogenizing culture. So if every country has their own vibrant, unique culture, and that makes a more diverse world, and just trying to mush everything together into one homogeneous, brown schlock. So I think white people have a right to exist, to protect diversity. So I think that white people have a right to exist, as I think any reasonable person would agree. We have the right to existence. Like, I don't think any reasonable person would disagree with that. I would say the same about black people, as not to belabor the point. So what do we do about that? So, well, part of the vision is obviously like ethno-nationalism.
Okay.
Like
No, that is not the obvious answer of that equation. Yeah, there are many ways that you can preserve cultures that used to exist that do like die off, because cultures have died off before in like museums. But like, again, you would have to point me to actual evidence that white people are getting like outbreeded to the point that you're going to start dying off, which you haven't provided me.
You are correct. I haven't provided you a source of the sky is blue.
I mean, you can't say that the sky... Well, I can tell you why the sky is blue. I can give you sources. I can give you sources as to why the sky is blue. Those exist. You haven't given me sources about this.
And my sources do exist as well. I'm just not good at...
Then give them to me.
Finding academic articles on the fly. Just ask anyone. Just fucking ask one of your lefty content creator compatriots, and they will agree. They might disagree with my conclusions, but they will most certainly agree with all of my premises, because my premises are firmly grounded in reality. Like, they may disagree with my conclusions. But, like, the thing is, like, anyone with any amount of knowledge on this topic agrees that in a mere few hundred years, white people will not exist. The white race will be extinct. It's just that some people are okay with that, and some people aren't okay with that.
Okay, what do you...
I personally am not okay with that.
Okay.
Nobody disagrees with the basic premises. Nobody disagrees with the core premises.
Okay. If no one disagrees, once again, can you give me something? Give me a source?
Jesus Christ! I thought you said you were going to move on from this point.
I mean, again, I'm just saying you're making very strong claims.
Cass, can I just give a source for her? Like, I just found one, like with a quick Google search. I could give you it.
Thank you.
White birth rates.
You may.
Yeah,
you
sure.
may,
Let me link it in
please.
the text chat. Sorry, I just couldn't sit
It's
here
not
with this
just-
person.
Thank you,
It's
Walter.
literally on Google. It's all on Google.
Thank you, Walter.
There was a
It's not
study
just-
within the United States of America when it came to like white birth rates. They're lower than Hispanics, but the low birth rate within like America among like demographics is not substantial enough to be like within 100 years that the white race will be extinct, and especially
said
worldwide.
300.
Thank you,
Few
Walter.
hundred. Yeah, it's nonsense.
Yeah.
Thank you for your contribution. Okay, but it's not just about declining white birth rates. Obviously, that is a factor, but it's not just about the birth rate. It's about the birth rate ratio. Like, if two white people have 2 kids, that's replacement rate. Actually, the replacement rate's 2.1 because people who die in infancy. So every couple has 2.1 kids, that's replacement rate. But it's not just about the birth rates, it's also to do with like ratios. So if we're importing in more brown people, then the ratio of white people go down. And the more the increase of POC, the more of a risk they pose to the existence of the white gene pool. Because if you have like 100 white people and 1 black person, and they all start interbreeding, that's not going to lead to the extinction of the white race. Because even though those black genes are dominant, they're not going to be able to be that dominant that they're going to be able to destroy the entire gene pool. Like,
Okay, if I may say,
you're
you're using like a lot of strong language, like destroy and like, you haven't said corrupt, but I wouldn't be shocked if that flew out of your mouth. Like, can we, can we like make this a little less emotional whenever you're arguing this? Let's go a little scientific in this. Let's go a little scientific in this because like you are like a couple of sentences away from just straight up doing the 14 words.
Want me to do the 14 words?
I mean, you can.
Yeah, we should. We need to secure a homeland for our people and a future for trans children.
Ah, you switched it up a little bit there. Switched it up a
Hey,
little
see
bit
what I
there
did
because you
there?
know how bad it. Yeah, I see what you did there. It's kind of weak, if I'm being honest.
You know,
but
can I just add this source of knowledge? There are plenty of like European countries that don't have heavy immigration, and if you don't want heavy immigration, you should probably stop like messing with the brown countries, so that those people don't come to your country seeking asylum. And I don't think that brown people existing is threatening your existence at all.
Although you're not supposed to be part of this debate, that is a really good point. Thanks for bringing that up. So, Georgia
Yeah.
Maloney, based Queen Georgia Maloney. She recently did a whole thing criticizing Emmanuel Macron and the French government. Their economic neoliberal
It's not just
imperialism, the
that.
former Francophone nations of Africa. Because you see, the French government pushed neoliberal policies in these African countries with the express intent of keeping them poor. And so what this does, obviously it hurts the nations of Africa. This hurts the African people. And this also leads them to be poor and desperate, which then leads them to try to seek asylum in white countries. If we cut
wait, Cassandra, you do realize...
Please just give me a second to finish my point.
Yes.
If we cut back on economic imperialism, this will both help the African people within the African nations to be less poor and to help them thrive in their own countries, as well as making it so that they don't feel the need to come to ours and contaminate our gene pools.
Okay, contaminate, you're using some very strong words
Yeah.
here. May I point out the fact also, Cassandra, the only reason why Giorgia Meloni was fucking complaining about that is because Italy really doesn't have a good doorstep in Africa, because despite being part of the Le Glorious white race, they were really bad at fucking colonizing other nations. Go figure.
They failed to colonize East Africa, right?
Get
Ethiopia.
this third person who's not meant to be part of this debate out of here. Get on out of here.
Okay.
Get on. Thank you.
Walter, I love you.
You can
I
watch
think...
on YouTube. Watch on
yeah.
YouTube.
I love you,
can
Walter.
live stream.
Walter, on YouTube, I love you, dude. I love you, dude. Okay, so moving forward, going on. Yeah, no, so despite being part of, like, the epic white race, like, Italy did a really bad job at trying to colonize Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Italy didn't do that much colonialism. Is that not a good thing? Are we not anti-colonialism here?
I mean, I am anti-colonialism. I'm just saying, you know,
Does
if like white people should be,
Mussolini
if white people, if okay, wait,
Mussolini-
hold up. If white people should be preserved, yeah, I agree. Maybe stop destabilizing countries in like the Middle East, but that seems like a y'all issue.
Sorry, what?
Like, yeah, if like a race thinks that they should be preserved, maybe stop destabilizing countries and like making them flock to your countries. But with that being said, Cassandra, one second.
I'm in isolation.
Cassandra,
in economic and military isolation.
Cassandra.
To help us and to help those countries.
Cassandra. With that being said, what's your plan as an Australian? Like, if like Aboriginals want an ethnostate?
Oh, let them have a tiny little plot of land out in the middle of the desert. Why the fuck would I care?
Okay, why don't you get the fuck off of their land? I mean, that's what you want Africans in Europe to do, apparently, from the way that you're, like, communicating, so why don't you just get the fuck off of their land? They're there first.
Country.
It was their country first.
I'm here now.
It was their country first, coward.
This is my country. This is a white man country.
Is it a white man country?
We own this place.
And get the fuck out, white woman. And get the fuck out. Let it be a fucking man country, you know?
Man can be contextually a gender-neutral word.
Oh, I know. I just want to fuck with you. Yeah. Well, I mean, how about this? What about, like, all of the penal colony shit that went on in Australia? Do you think that should be preserved, too?
All of the what, sorry?
The penal colony. You know?
The prison colony that was set up 250 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it should be noted that most of the, convicts who were taken to Australia in the first fleet and subsequent fleets as well, these were primarily people who committed like petty crimes, things such as stealing bread to feed their starving families. Because at the time, the UK was desperately poor and these people were starving.
But they're white, they should have been better. They should have been better. I thought y'all were built different. I thought y'all had like recessive genes that needed to be protected. Why the fuck are y'all shipping each other off to like shitty fucking hot ass rocks in the middle of the fucking ocean?
I don't know, take that up with the British Crown of the late 1700s. Like, what? The point I'm trying to make is that people often talk about Australia like it was a nation founded by criminals. In truth, this nation was built from day one by good, honourable men. The people on the first fleet, the people who came to this country, yes, many of them were prisoners, they were convicts, but they were people primarily who were arrested for noble crimes of trying to provide for their family in desperate economic conditions.
Yes.
This nation is a nation founded by good people, and I fundamentally reject the narrative of it being like prison country with all the criminals. Like, I fundamentally reject that bullshit narrative.
I mean, I do too, but if we're talking about, you know, things like sins of the father, might as well. I think it's also a funny joke, you know, the whole penal colony shit.
Oh, sure, it's funny, but it's inaccurate and a bit offensive. But I definitely see humor in it.
Yeah, trust me, I don't give a fuck about what you find offensive.
Can I just like pose a question while we're in this stun lock real quick?
Hey,
yeah, sure.
like,
you can. Hey,
I just pose a question because it's been
last question. We are leaving.
Cassandra.
Yes, I will stay silent. All right. You are LGBTQ, correct?
You not have YouTube. Do you have YouTube? What's on YouTube? This is your life on YouTube.
Question, good ma'am. Calm down. I'm not gonna like be mean to you this time. All right. You say you are LGBTQ, correct? That is the question.
Correct.
Do you believe that LGBTQ within like an ethnostate would really be protected if you are focused on protecting your race? Do you really think that same-sex marriage within this system would really be prohibited by your other white colleagues?
When it comes
There's an inconsistency there.
When it comes to social issues, white countries and white people are overwhelmingly far more progressive. This is something I was saying the other day on Twitter about like Muslims and the fact that in a lot of Islamic countries that they throw queer people off roofs.
Wait.
I'm like, in a civilized white country, we don't do that. In white countries, we support, like, gay culture is an important aspect of white culture.
Wait,
question. Important that we protect gay and trans rights by keeping out Muslims and brown people.
Hold up. Cassandra, didn't you just say that you consider Persians white? You know, like people who live in Iran? Like a Muslim majority nation?
Well, like, but don't get me wrong. Like,
I thought they were white to you.
When it comes to LGBT issues within the Middle East.
I thought they were white to you, though. And what about nations that you would consider white that like are not all that socially progressive in terms of queer people? Like Armenians. You said that you consider Armenians white. The nation of Armenia is not particularly progressive on queer issues. So what's going on with
Can we add the fact that multiple politicians within Europe support these far right groups and push anti-gay policies all the fucking time? Like, can we think about like all the shit that happened down in Poland as well recently?
Correct. There is diversity amongst white people. White people don't.
There is a massive percentage of your population that would not approve of your lifestyle, and you'd cause infighting, just like you always have infighting among Europeans and other groups as well. But primarily when it comes to issues, yes. So why do you think that an ethnostate would be an automatic solve to tribalism within your own people? And why do you think gay people would suddenly not be attacked within this own ethnostate amongst yourselves? If you want to protect your own birth rates, it seems counterproductive if you are truly LGBTQ and not using it as the skin to be a Nazi.
Not saying that ethnostates are a one-size-fits-all solution. I'm not trying to say that there would be no homophobia if there was no.
Within this ethnostate?
I don't deny there are homophobic white people, a lot of them, and a lot of them have a lot of power.
Yo, this shit is fucking phenomenal.
You're dealing with them day one.
This is great. This is going phenomenal.
When they see your gay white person.
Anyway.
No,
Chat, how are we feeling? I'm muted right now. How are we feeling?
Within these ethnostates, there's not going to be a diversity of thought. You're all going to have to be on code when it comes to the ethnostates.
Yeah, I would also like to interrupt. Right quick, like right after Cassandra responds to that question, I'll let that happen. I'll say, Cassandra, if you want, we can move it into like a private call. Nothing against you, Walter. You've asked great questions. It's just I saw like someone else join, and I don't want this to turn into like
Kick everyone out. Kick
a
them
shit
all out. I
fest.
did not sign up for a 5v1 dog pile. I signed up for a one-on-one, good faith, friendly-ish conversation.
Yeah. So like if you want to answer Walter's question, which I think it was a good question, I'd say answered it. Could add like more context as to what you're saying. Then like after that we can move into like a 1v1.
Ethno-nationalism is a one-size-fits-all solution to literally every single problem. Homophobia exists now. Homophobia would potentially exist in a white-only ethnostate. And all I said with that comment was that the amount of it would probably be less than if we imported people from these Islamic countries where it is normal standard practice, these barbaric treatments of gay people in those countries. So there would be less homophobia, but I'm not trying to say that like homophobia just wouldn't exist. Like, yes, it would still be a problem that we would face, and it would still be an issue that we would have to overcome. I'm not denying that.
Okay. Yeah, well, with that being said, let's move into a call. I will call you in DMs. How about that?
No worries.
Okay. We are now in DMs. Speak right quick, just to make sure I can hear you.
Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay. But yeah, that was a really interesting thing that Walter brought up. But, I think you answered that. We can move on from that. So what have we all said so far? The sky's blue, I guess.
Need.
Yeah. We've also talked about... We talked about why you think it is a bad thing for demographics to change. You do realize that oh god, my voice cracked. You do realize that other groups increasing in demographic size doesn't necessarily mean that white people are gonna fucking die out, right? There are still billions of white people on this planet.
I'm fine with there being other demographics. When I talk about ethno-nationalism, I don't think that having a pure ethnostate is a realistic, viable, or even necessary solution. To me, it is okay to have small, self-contained pockets of true and ethnic diversity within an otherwise ethno-nationalist country.
Okay.
It's fine. My problem is when they get to a certain percentage of the population, from which they henceforth pose an existential threat to the continued existence of the white race.
Okay, so let's say hypothetically you have your ethnostate. Let's put you in a... Well, let's, outside of Australia. Australia isn't necessarily the best nation climate-wise. What's a good nation climate-wise? Let's say, we'll plonk y'all down on, Hawaii. Let's say, at a certain point, Hawaii isn't a nation, it's a state, but it's a pretty state. Should be a nation,
Hawaii,
though.
beaches.
Huh?
It's rocks. They don't have any sand on their beaches, or at least they didn't until Australia stole them a bunch of sand. All of the sand at Hawaiian beaches was actually purchased by Hawaii from Australia. So all the sand there is actually Australian sand that we gave to them.
Okay. Okay, so it is, okay. You know, let's just call it Australia 2. The first Australian colony. And let's say you have an ethnostate in that colony, and you have, like, little ethnic enclaves of, like, you know, like, let's say, like, Black, Hispanic, Asian people. And you stated that, like, at a certain point, when those groups become, like, too large to the point where they start to, in your words, like, pose a threat to, like, white demographics on that island, what do you think should be done to those groups of people?
What I think should be done? That's a bit of a complicated issue, because, like, I don't support violence. I don't want to say that people should be violently deported. I don't support that. My problem isn't not so much that we should be deporting existing people of color from within white nations, it's that we shouldn't be importing more. I don't want to exterminate ethnic minorities. I don't want to deport ethnic minorities. I mean, sure, and encourage them to leave and go to their own countries. Sure, that'd be great. But I do not support, like, rounding them up and killing them or deporting them or anything. I just think that we shouldn't be importing even more.
Okay, so let's say in this hypothetical nation, I'm just gonna call it Strasserstan from now on. Let's say in Strasserstan, there is no immigration from outside groups. It's just purely people fucking and making babies. So what if these groups start to, like, outproduce? What do you do then? There is no immigration. No one is being imported. What do you do then?
And we should do something that I would support anyway, which is the promotion of pro-natalist policies to help increase the birth rate. And an important one of these is actually economic conditions, because a lot of times people won't have kids if they can't afford to have kids. So things like unionization, things like worker cooperatives, things that to help the economic conditions, things like more welfare for parents, things like government programs to help teach skills to new parents, like parenting skills, education in schools, like all of these policies that will make it people more financially able to and feel more comfortable to pursuing families. So I think pro-natalist policies, of which there are many potential routes, I think, pro-natalist policies should be promoted.
Okay, and would you think, potentially, do you think these pro-natalist policies should go to, like, benefit the ethnic minorities in this country as well, or do you think that they should be deprived of this?
Sure, let them have the same access to material resources, sure.
Okay, so then, at that point, you would be fucking, like, again, we already established this, like, in Strasserstan, they were already fucking fast, and then you just gave them the tools to fuck faster that were meant for you. So what do you do now? They're still, like, outperforming you. What do you do?
If they cross over a certain threshold in which they do pose a threat to the continued existence of white people, obviously this isn't ideal, I don't support, I wouldn't go straight to deportation. In this situation, I would probably suggest offering economic incentives to relocate. How about that?
Economic incentives. And what if they don't take that because their family has been there for generations and they don't want to leave?
We'll round them up, put them on boats, and ship them to Africa.
And what if no one in Africa wants to take them? That happened before. In many genocides, people tried to escape the countries and the countries would not accept them. So what happens if that happens?
That's their problem to deal with. I don't fucking care.
I mean, they're just going to get routed back to your nation if no one else is going to accept them. So what do you do then? They're stuck back in your nation, your boat idea didn't fucking work. You can, like, spirit them away to fucking, like, Côte d'Ivoire. So what do you do now?
Let them figure it out. We don't allow them in, and they can fucking deal with it themselves, for all I care.
So that will just lead to them, like, starving on a boat. You fine with that? Bunch of people starving on a boat?
And that's their choice. If they want to starve on a boat, they can starve on a boat.
I mean, it's not really their choice, is it? Like, you know?
You
said you weren't gonna let them back in if they came back. So, like, you would be leaving them to starve on a fucking boat. That's on you.
In such a situation where there was so much of them that they did genuinely pose a threat, we wouldn't let them back in.
All
I
right.
don't see this as your realistic thing. I don't think this is realistically going to happen. I don't. This is a hypothetical situation that I don't believe is grounded in the current material reality.
Well, yeah, I don't either, because ethnostates aren't grounded in material reality at all. Almost every ethnostate on this nation that is, like, culturally homogenous ends up being, like, almost always not a very good nation to live in.
If you're talking about things like South Korea and Japan, yeah, those are neoliberal hellscapes. Obviously, as I've said many times, ethnostates are not a one-size-fits-all solution. Japan is a great example of that. Their country is a fucking hellscape. Like, Japan. I would hate to live in Japan. It's not because ethnostates, like, it's because of their fucking neoliberal economics and their fucking, like, the capitalist culture and, like, yeah, like, it's not, yeah, there are still issues that ethno-nationalist countries face. Those things can be addressed with things like socialism and pro-worker policies and promotion of community.
Well, I think every nation would benefit from pro-worker policies, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that we should have ethnostates, though.
Separate issues.
I mean, yeah, separate issues, but at the same time, you know, that isn't always a band-aid that can fix everything. Cultural homogeneity isn't always good. Like, keep in mind, the entire reason why Japan's work culture is so fucking toxic is because Japanese culture, in terms of working, is not the best. It's very much so a, you know, be extremely deferential to the people who are above you. Don't really complain. Take extreme amounts of overtime. This is something that's just a carry on. This is just something that is a carry on from cultures in the past. Yeah,
American imperialism and neoliberal. Well, it's a combination of things. Like, the neoliberal economics imperialism in Japan post World War II was definitely a large contributing factor to this.
Yeah, but that also helped, like, build their economy. Like, I agree, nations should go socialist, but considering the fact that Japan went from, like, a highly militaristically industrialized state to, like, a neoliberal state, neoliberalism isn't necessarily the best fucking thing, but, like, it was an improvement at the time, most certainly.
You said that, like, America helped them build their economy, but the thing is, like, having a strong economy is only good insofar as it helps the lives of the working people. Like, people talk about efficiency and productivity and GDP, and these things, they only matter insofar as they actually help the working people. So I don't see, like, oh, numbers going up, oh, this country is productive. Yeah, but, like, the country is productive, but the lives of the everyday working people are terrible and horrible and deeply atomizing.
Yeah, so what about, like, highly productive nations that are, like, culturally diverse, too?
About them.
Yeah, so, like, do you think that they're, like, compared to an ethnostate, do you think that they're good?
Be economically productive and have multiple different ethnic groups within it. I'm not saying these things aren't at odds.
Okay, so then let's split you from the socialism thing, and then let's just talk about race in particular. Yeah, because that's the main thing that I just want to focus on. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and make my arguments. I've asked you a lot about what you believe. I'm just going to go ahead and state it outright. I do not give a fuck if your fifis feel hurt because you saw, like, someone on YouTube claim that, like, you know, white people are being fucking outbred, and then you can't even provide me a simple source that Walter, based God, we love Walter, was able to provide with a simple Google. Yeah? Which I told you could do. Okay? Listen, the fact of the matter is, I don't give a fuck about your fifis. I do not care if you think that, like, oh my god, white people are being outbred. You aren't. Other people groups are increasing in size. Please also do not interrupt me. I'm going to ask you that nicely. Other people groups are simply increasing in size, and if you cannot handle that, then oh fucking well. Other people have a right to exist, just as you have a right to exist. But people...
I agree.
Not people... Wait. People not fucking enough, and then other people fucking more than them, does not mean that you're being assailed upon. It does not mean that your genetics are being destroyed, nor does it mean that your genetics are special and should be preserved. I don't think anyone's genetics should be preserved. I don't give a fuck if any people group gets fucking outbred. Yeah? Just like I do not give a fuck if, like, suddenly fucking a bunch of, like a plague happened in fucking Australia, and then, like, suddenly a bunch of, I don't know, like, some, like, obscure ethnic group with, like, 2 people died off. Would it be unfortunate? Yes. It would be unfortunate. But guess what? They don't deserve a fucking ethnostate, just like you don't deserve an ethnostate. You do not get the right to restrict people's movement and where they live just because you think that some fucking phenotypes are special and should be fucking preserved. Because I don't give a fuck. Phenotypes are quite literally only skin deep. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters is human happiness. What matters is human good. And you are against that because you want to control people.
No, I do believe that genetic differences do go a little bit more than skin deep. There are definitely...
Phenotypes are skin deep. Phenotypes are skin deep.
Sure, phenotypes are skin deep. When I talk about... Because, like, the thing is, like, the other more internal characteristics about, like, behavioral and, like, the behaviors to which certain ethnic groups are inclined...
Such as?
It does exist.
Such
However,
as?
It is also something
such
that can
as?
be shaped.
1 second, such as?
Okay, well, like... I'm not going to say that, like, certain groups are, like, superior to others. Like, we're all special in our own separate ways.
Okay, so which behavioral traits are you talking about, such as? Because you mentioned behavioral traits, point to them.
People are better at building civilizations and societies.
Are you
People
now?
are better at...
Are
people
you?
are better at throwing big rock. I'm not saying one is better than the other. Just personally, I value whiteness and white traits more, personally.
Okay, so
I respect.
Can you please tell me why the region of the world that has the longest standing continuous societies is like full of brown people? Could you also tell me why one of the
Middle East, like Iran?
Yeah. Actually, in particular, Iraq. Yeah.
Society rising and then falling and then rising again and then falling again. Like, sure.
But it's still been a continuous society. It's still been a continuous society.
Continuous society.
I mean, not necessarily a continuous society, but there have been continuous instances of society in that particular region. Yeah.
Oh, they build a civilization, then they collapse, then they build a new one, then they collapse. Good for them.
Yeah. So what about, like, in places like Asia, East Asia, China? Again, one of the largest continuous societies on the planet. What about China? Huh? That's not full of white people.
Well, yeah, okay, obviously Asians have an extra level of intelligence that white people and black people definitely lack, but there's a level of sophistication to the white people that the Chinese do.
And what about black people in, say, Ethiopia? Like, you know, the Kingdom of Aksum. The Kingdom of Aksum, we can talk about Aksum. We can talk about the Malian Empire. There are many things in Africa that we can talk about that were societies and empires that existed.
I'm not denying that African warlords got together a lot of people.
They weren't warlords. Well, actually, no. Technically, all emperors are warlords. But yeah, they also did public works.
And then they started selling each other to the white people.
Hey, did you know the first? Hey, sweetheart, did you know the first public university, the first public work? Not first public work, but did you know that the first public university to provide education to the people is in Timbuktu? It was part of the Malian Empire. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that because you're too hung up on skin tone than actual history.
Who the fuck cares?
Who the fuck cares? I care because you're proclaiming that certain people groups weren't able to form societies or didn't form societies, or that some groups were better at forming societies, or that some groups were better at forming societies. No. These weren't shit societies. Barbaric societies? You do realize that the Malian Empire was one of the richest empires to ever exist, right?
And what happened the moment white people showed up? They invaded their neighbors, enslaved
them. The Malian Empire stopped long before that, mainly because their trade routes collapsed. It's almost like nations are more complex than skin tone. Yeah, that's why you're making those na-na-na-na-na sounds, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You know nothing about history. You know nothing about history because you're more hung up on your fucking skin tone than actually learning about things, than actually learning about public works, than actually learning about societies across the world, because you think that your society is so fucking special. It isn't. Societies have existed for not hundreds of thousands of years, but tens of thousands of years, and they will continue to exist into the fucking future. You being white doesn't make your society special. Okay?
Well, no, I'm not gonna...
Which is why your nation of Australia started in part as a fucking penal colony. You descendant of prisoners.
Descendant of good, honorable men who were...
And prisoners.
...for trying to provide for their family.
And prisoners.
Well, I don't give a fuck if you call someone a prisoner. I'm fucking pro-prison reform. Like, a lot of people in the prison system are good, honorable people who shouldn't be in the prison system. Like, I don't say, oh, that person.
Oh, I agree. I agree
wholeheartedly.
I agree wholeheartedly. I'm just saying,
can't
you
just
know.
say, oh, you're
I mean, I
just
personally think it's a bit of a I think it is a
prisoner.
bit of a barbaric thing to ship people off to a fucking deserted rock. Well, not deserted, but to like a rock in the middle of the fucking ocean because you don't want to deal with their petty crimes. I think that's a little uncivilized. That's why I'm harping on the fucking prisoner thing.
Prisons in the UK were vastly overcrowded, and so that was the best option they had. They thought they'd bring them here. Like, remember, the convicts only really served like a couple of months to a couple of years as like working, like as like prison labor captive in the colony, and then like within a couple of years they were all let free, and they lived as free citizens building this great nation.
So, if I may ask, do you think the prisons being overcrowded in the UK might point to like one of the behavioral traits of like fucking Angloids being being like a predisposition to like petty criminality? Do you think that might be evidence of that, of like your prisons being fucking overrun in England?
What?
How about that?
Points to? What it points to?
Yeah. What do you think it points to?
And a desperation. It was incredibly poor. People were incredibly desperate. This was the Industrial Revolution. People's life expectancies was going way down. Living conditions in the UK at the time were hell. Yeah, people were desperate, and desperate people commit crimes of like petty theft, trying to steal food to provide for their family. Yes, it's not caused by the fact that there was a lot of prisoners in the UK in the 1700s. Wasn't caused by the inferiority of Angloids. It was caused by the economic conditions and the desperation of the time.
And what do you think caused those poor economic conditions? Maybe wait. Maybe Angloids. Hold on. Question. Maybe Angloids are just far worse at actually building societies that care about one another and actually care about, you know, protecting people. If you want to make genetic arguments, if you want to make like spurious genetic arguments, I can too. I don't believe in them, but I can, because it's almost like these arguments are fucking stupid and you can use it to justify anything.
Okay, well, no, but in the UK and in France, the Industrial Revolution was paving new ground, never before trodden by anyone in humanity. Was it slightly mismanaged? Sure. Could it have been handled better? Sure. But they were innovating, they were treading new ground, they were going where humanity had never gone before.
Alright, and there are many countries to this day that are still doing that.
What, industrializing?
Yeah.
And good for them.
Yeah.
Look like the Soviet Union, like industrialization under Joseph Stalin. People talk about, all the people who died in the Soviet Union in Stalin, But remember, like, most of the people who died under Joseph Stalin were people who, like, the rapid industrialization of the Soviet Union. Remember, like, pre-Soviet Union, like, the USSR was this, like, agrarian armed society of peasants. Like, it was not an industrialized society. Like, Eastern Europe was nothing compared to Western Europe at the time. But then when Stalin came to power, they industrialized. And these people like to make about how bad Stalin was because of all the people who died while he was in charge. You compare his industrialization to the industrialization of the UK. The life expectancies went down far lower in the UK than they ever did in the USSR. Like, all things considered, Stalin actually handled that very, very well.
Yeah, so, if I may say, you do know that, like, a lot of people with the same kind of weird pseudoscientific beliefs as you, and I know you said that you're half Slavic, but, like, a lot of people back in the past used to point to the fact that Eastern Europe wasn't as industrialized and as modernized as other nations as, like, evidence of Eastern Europe, as, like, evidence of Slavic people not being, like, genetically inferior. A lot of people did that back then.
It was more to do with the iron grip that the monarchies of Eastern Europe had over the peasantry and the serfdom. It wasn't to do with like the people of Eastern Europe being inferior. It was to do with the iron control that the monarchs still exercised, and the monarchs were eventually overthrown, oftentimes in violent revolutions in which coalitions of people who were anti the monarchy would fight together.
Yeah, so it was the environmental factors that they lived within that caused them to develop differently, is what you're saying.
Yeah, sure, they developed a little bit later. I mean, it could be argued that when they did develop, they actually developed better and they handled industrialization much better. But yeah, it was a little bit later due to the conditions with their monarchs and their iron grips that they exercise. Like a lot of like the Tsar and shit in Russia and everything, like they were fucking brutal. Like if you think like the British monarchy.
Oh, I know, the Tsar was fucking horrible.
Eastern
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah, fucking terrible. Yeah. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this to you. You walked right into that. So, you do realize that it was the conditions of Africa that caused less civilizations to develop there, right? Because, like a lot of northern Africa is a fucking desert, and a lot of central Africa is either mountainous or, like, rainforest. But despite that fact, despite the hardship that they faced, empires still developed. You know? The Malian Empire was in the middle of a desert, but they turned out to be one of the richest empires on the planet. And one of the most developed for their time on the planet due to the resources that they controlled, because they had environmental factors that were in their favor. It had nothing to do with genetics, it had everything to do with what they had at their disposal. The richest man speculated in history was the king of the Malian Empire, Mansa Musa, who was extremely rich off of the gold and salt trade, to the point where he collapsed entire nations' economies. Well, there weren't really nations back then, there were like city-states. But he collapsed entire city-states and some empires' economies due to his charity work on his way to his pilgrimage to Mecca. Richest man in history single-handedly collapsed economies due to how rich his empire was. Huh?
Yeah, see. Well, I've heard that story before. I think I heard like Lonerbox or something talking about it in this video about Nick Fuentes. The story, as Lonerbox told it goes, well, like, he would ride through.
Wait, did you say Nick Fuentes? Yeah, he did fuck off. Yeah, wait, he did fuck off. Yeah, he did hand off like a fuck ton of gold. Yeah, because he was a king. He didn't really give a fuck about economics.
And what about Nick Fuentes? Yeah, I mentioned him because like I was talking about.
Do you like Nick Fuentes?
In which this story was mentioned. Yes, Nick is great.
That explains a
Fuentes is an egg.
lot.
Transition will save her.
That explains
Transition
a lot.
will save her.
Yeah.
Fuentes is an egg.
Fuentes is an egg. Fuentes
Des is a
egg.
trans girl. Trust me. Trust me. I can see it in her eyes. I can see it in her eyes.
You browse a lot of TTTT, don't you?
Actually, don't. Contrary to the stereotype, I've only actually been on TTT once.
Once is enough.
I'm terrible with technology. I'm terrible with tech. I was on 4chan, and I'm like, how on earth do I navigate this website? It was so confusing. I am terrible with technology. Like, I would be a TTT person if I could figure out how the fuck it works. Like, I am god awful with technology.
Hey, maybe if like one of the fucking behavioral traits of like Australoids wasn't like an inability to use technology, you might do a better job there.
Australia is great with technology. We literally invented Wi-Fi. It was an Australian who invented that. You do realize that, yeah?
Yeah, actually. It is actually pretty interesting the way that was invented. But you know who invented the fucking internet in general? The strong-ass, fucking culturally diverse United States of America. Yes, ma'am.
Australia is a very innovative nation. Like, if you look at the population, and you compare the population of Australia to the population of the US, relative to our size, Australia has actually produced far more like technological innovation than most countries actually.
Have you now?
Because we learned about this in high school.
Yeah. I mean, I learned about shit in high school too.
We learned about like Australian innovations and about how relative to population size, Australia has had like one of the most like highest number like innovations and like tech and stuff produced here relative to population size.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, there are outliers in populations, which would explain why you're too fucking brain dead to even get on 4chan and browse TTTT.
I'm terrible with technology. That's not because Australia. That's not
4chan is not hard to navigate, dude. I'm sorry, 4chan is not hard to navigate. If you can't get your mind around navigating 4chan, then you shouldn't be having political discussions. You should be going back and learning how to fucking do long division. I'm sorry.
I don't know how to do long division. I use a fucking calculator. Long division's hard as fuck.
You don't know how to do long division?
I know how to do long division.
Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. I know how to do long division. How the fuck do you not know how to do long division?
Use a fucking calculator.
Okay, what if you don't have a calculator? You know? Well, what if your ethnostate gets fucking what if your ethnostate gets sanctioned by fucking Texas Instruments and like you can't get fucking calculators anymore? What the fuck are you gonna do then?
Then we would support local industry and we would develop them locally.
How the fuck are you gonna develop calculators if you can't even do long division?
Well, I'm personally not going to. I'm not going to open a company selling calculators, but someone else within this great nation surely can.
Maybe? Will you? In your ethnostate?
Also,
I mean, listen. Considering the average, like, considering the seeming intelligence of people who believe in ethnostates, considering the intelligence of people who like seem to believe in fucking ethnostates, I don't think that y'all would be able to develop calculators. I barely think that you'd be able to turn on a fucking stove, if I'm being honest.
Don't go getting the wrong perception. In high school, in year 11, I was top of the class in extension mathematics. I was top of advanced mathematics. I was top of 5.3 mathematics in both year 9 and 10. Every single year, while I was in high school, I was the top of my year in mathematics. Don't get the wrong idea. Don't think I suck at math. I just don't know how to do long division because I use a calculator instead. But don't get the wrong idea. I'm great at math. I'm very smart, very big brain.
Long division is basic as fuck. You should know how to do that. If anything, I think that's an indictment on your school.
Come on, come me some slack. We learned long division in year 3, and then it never used it ever again. Because you learn it, and then you never use it. Because why would you use it? Because you have no need to use it. Because you have a calculator.
I mean, listen, I'm just saying, it seems like an Australoid inability to, like, retain information. I'm just saying. That's what it's sounding like to me.
It seems like a fallacy of composition, if you ask me. You're taking me not knowing long division, and from that, you're then extrapolating that Australians as a whole are not good at this particular area, which...
It's almost like I'm trying to make a point here. It is almost like I'm trying to make a point here.
Actually, someone in chat just said Australian education system sucks ass. It does. That is actually a very good point. Our education system is actually ranked like one of the lowest in the entire Western world. Kazakhstan has an education system ranked higher than Australia. Fucking Kazakhstan.
Like I said.
Not in fact very nice.
Australoid genetic inferiority. That's what it must be.
It's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. Australia has a culture in which it's very like laid back and like give no fucks. We're very chill, laid back, casual, no fucks given people. Which is great because it leads to a lot of innovation. Because if you're lazy and you don't want to do something, you can then invent a machine to do it for you.
So like the Australoids. So what you're saying to me is that like the Australians are like so genetically inferior to a point where like your genetics maximize fucking laziness. You're like sloths. You're like fucking sloths.
It's not a genetic.
You move too much, you'll fall out of the tree from like digesting food.
Oh, man, this isn't a genetic thing. This is a cultural thing. Yes, Australia has a very lazy, laid back, chill, no fucks given attitude. That's great. That is our culture. And I love it. I love that fact. I love that our culture is just so laid back and gives no fucks. That's great. That's a big part of what I love about this nation.
You love the Australian genetic inferiority?
Dude, come on. It's about culture.
Listen, I'm just saying laziness is pretty fucking inferior.
It's cultural.
Hey, listen, I'm coming from the nation that has the strongest culture. Our culture is so strong that we import it to other fucking nations. Our culture is so fucking strong that we are the most economically productive nation on this planet. We have the highest GDP in this nation. You need to get on the fucking American level, you fucking Australoid.
Fuck American culture.
You fucking Australoid.
I am so sick of American imperialism and like American cultural imperialism. I'm very anti-imperialist. Like, the thing is, like, as an Australian, I see our culture, our country, just being eroded by, like, Americanization. Like, Americanization has wreaked havoc upon this country, and it is devastating. Obviously, there's, like, the American cultural imperialism in Australia, which I really oppose. Also, like, America's done, like, literal imperialism in Australia. Like, remember back in the 1970s when the CIA overthrew a democratically elected leader of Australia? Like, fuck America, fuck American culture, and fuck American imperialism.
You do realize that your entire nation is literally a product of, like, British imperialism, right?
British what?
Imperialism.
Sure, but I hate American imperialism.
Yeah. So
obviously, like,
wait, question, if you have like an issue against imperialism, why don't you like repatriate yourself off to like fucking Angleterre? Go to England.
I'm not saying that in the past bad things haven't been done. like, especially like the Spanish conquest in Latin America. Those guys were fucking brutal.
Oh yeah, they were horrible.
Absolute mad lads. Like, they fucked shit up. Like, they went hard.
I guess you could say that certain European groups. You said you were half Spanish. I guess you could say that the Spanish are like genetically predisposed to being like horrifically brutal.
Being fucking badass.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they were badass. They had pretty silly fucking uniforms.
I would say the Spanish conquest of Latin America was fucking badass.
Was it? Was it really? They went in there for wait. They went in there for fucking God, glory, and fucking what was the other G? Glory, God, and gold. You know, like the Spanish, the stupid Spanish, and their genetic inferiority deluded themselves into thinking that there was an honest to God city of fucking gold, and they tossed thousands of men into fucking forests to die in order to find that city of gold, and they never found it. They never found
a city literally made of gold, but they found plenty of cities with a fuck ton of gold. Like, even if there wasn't literally a city of gold, there was plenty of cities with a fuck ton of gold.
Well, yeah, but they still thought that there was a city of gold. That seems like genetic inferiority to me. The fact that they were able to fall for like such an obvious fucking lie.
Seems like a misunderstanding.
It's a pretty bad misunderstanding.
Presumably talking with some natives, and the natives said, "Oh, city with lots of gold," and they thought a city made of gold. Oh my god!
Yeah, that seems kind of stupid to me. That seems like a them issue.
Okay, what's your point? Like, what?
What's my point?
Are you trying to make here?
What's my point? It's almost like almost like things that happen in societies and within people groups are not always a result of genetics, and 9 times out of 10 they aren't a result of genetics. They are a result of environmental factors that they live within. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but this is a false dichotomy. Why can't
How
these
so?
both exist?
How so? Why can't these both exist? Because there is no evidence to point to the idea that genetics affect culture in any way. There is no evidence to that fact.
No, genetics affect an individual's behavior, and if enough individuals behave a certain way, then that affects the culture of an area. It's a false dichotomy. Like,
genetics can affect individual behavior. Wait, hold up, shut the fuck up right quick. Yeah? Okay? I'm saying this as someone who has a more than normal fucking education on genetics, just due to the school that I go to. It's a very good school. A very culturally diverse school at that. Due to the way that genetics work, yes, there are effects that it can have on someone's culture, but B, humans are more than our genetics, and most of the way our behavior is manifest and, becomes manifested is due to psychological things, and generally it's just due to the way that the human brain is and has evolved. It's pretty consistent across societies. Yeah, if you notice, one of the biggest trends among literally every society on the planet is pretty simple: gather food, control food, fuck, conquer, so that you can gather more food and you can fuck more, conquer. Gather food, fuck, conquer, gather food, fuck, conquer, get more land to keep fucking and gather more food. That is across every society. Every society. The only difference is what resources they had to build with. Humans are fucking lizard-brained. That's all we do. That is all we do. That's all our societies have done. And yeah, you can look at the fucking pretty buildings and go, oh my god, look at the pretty fucking wood buildings, and they only had dirt buildings in fucking Africa. Hey, guess what? Those dirt buildings were beautifully fucking ventilated for what they fucking had. And most of the time, people in your fucking European societies lived in fucking mud shacks themselves with fucking thatch roofs. It's almost like it isn't genetics and more like environmental factors that affect how people develop and live.
Well, I'll say this, because I think you're somewhat misunderstanding my position. No, I don't believe in genetic determinism. I don't believe the genes determine everything about a person. I believe in what is reality, which is genetic predisposition. Someone can be genetically predisposed to certain behaviors, or certain... people are more likely to be certain things based off genetic predispositions. Now, obviously, it goes without saying that the values of a culture in which someone is raised have a big influence on it. Like, if someone is predisposed to violence, but is raised in a society where there's a tight-knit community and everyone works together and violence is looked down upon, maybe this person, for their entire life, about being violent. That can definitely exist. But when we have a group of people that by and large is predisposed to certain behaviors, well, if there's a whole group of them, I think it's fair to say that this group is savage and barbaric and thuggish.
Yeah, like the fucking Spanish.
Fucking black Americans.
Such as?
American Negroes.
Ooh, American Negroes.
The Abos. Don't forget the Abos. Mainly the Abos. The Abos are far worse than black Americans.
Hey, Cassandra, person to person, you can just say nigger. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
Okay.
I would, but
So,
yes,
like with
you
that
would-
being said, hey,
you
I
would
just said it.
probably
I just
get
said it
from
myself.
YouTube
I just said it
probably.
myself, dude.
The black people are allowed to say, like, if a white person says it on YouTube, it actually will affect.
I mean, no one can say you.
So because
No one
I
can see
care-
it. Hey,
because I
hey,
care about
you know, you can be black for a day, okay? So going off of that, you do realize
I don't-
that you
I
do.
don't
Wait, shut the fuck up for a second, you know, because like clearly your inferior Australian education didn't give you this, you know. It's I mean, honestly, I think the U.S. should have done better at colonizing your country and deposing your fucking leader in the 70s, you know. Okay. So, you do realize that a vast majority of the reasons why black people in the United States of America tend to be worse off is entirely due to A, a history of slavery, and B, those issues with slavery not being rectified after, and there being years, and by years, I mean like over 100 years of segregation on the books, segregation, and even now there are still systemic issues that are resultant of that. Yeah, I'm saying this as someone who is a descendant of slaves and as someone who knows people who were born and alive and went to poorer schools because they were fucked over during segregation. My grandparents, I can call up my grandparents right now. They have very poor sleep schedules, but I can call up my grandparents right now and ask them how it was to go to a segregated school. But you know what? It didn't really affect them all that much. It didn't make their fucking genetics worse. Their fucking inferior genetics, as you would call it, didn't do anything bad to them because it's not like they don't have inferior genetics. They don't. They're quite fucking smart. They're quite fucking successful. You know, my grandfather himself makes close to $1 million a fucking year as an engineer. Huh.
Disgusting.
Huh?
They're disgusting. No one should have that much money.
Yeah, well, you know. I mean, honestly, most of it is just, you know, he draws up charts and designs electrical grids for businesses. He doesn't really manage it.
Well, okay, you've got your little success story. Look.
Yeah, and there are plenty of success stories in this fucking nation.
Hear me out.
Here we
Your
are.
grandparents didn't have such a success story, then why is the rest of the black population not?
Why? Because there are outliers to certain situations. You do realize that a lot of the same systemic
What's wrong
issues...
with the rest
Wait,
of
can you
them?
shut the
What's wrong
fuck up
with
for a second, sweetheart? Okay? Yeah, you do realize that a lot of the fucking issues that go on within the black community, as I just explained, are, again, a result of these systemic issues not being resolved in the past. Yeah? But that doesn't mean that black people can't be successful. There are plenty of successful black people, and there are people who have been more successful than you will ever wish to be in your fucking sad, pathetic ass, racist ass fucking life. Yeah? Thousands of people, millions of black people, and ethnic minorities, and Aboriginal people, and Indian people, and Native American people, and fucking and Middle Eastern people will go on to be more successful than your sad, pathetic ass because you are more focused on protecting skin color than actually promoting yourself. Because you, along with many other racists, feel so fucking useless with your lives. You have nothing going on for yourself, so you try to latch yourself and attach yourself to your fucking skin tone because you're weak. You're weak of mind, and this isn't a race thing, this is a you thing. You have such low self-esteem that you are more than willing to put down entire people groups who have done nothing to you because you grew up believing some fucking story that you are so special and so unique for the way that your skin color came out. I don't give a fuck about the way your skin color came out. I will go and pour fucking tar on you and permanently stain your fucking skin. I don't give a fucking shit. Because at the end of the day, you aren't special. You're just another pathetic racist on the fucking internet who doesn't even know how to fucking browse 4chan. Flat out. And that's fine. And that's fine. But don't act like you're doing it because you care about people. Because you don't care about people. You're just fucking racist.
I fundamentally reject your characterization of me.
You can reject that if you fuck... Hey, Cassandra, you can reject that if you want. I don't care.
The fact that I am alive, to talk to you today is in and of itself evidence of that claim being false. The fact that I'm here talking to you today, the fact that I've survived up until this point, shows that I am fucking strong.
And I'm sorry about the hardship that you faced in your life. I am definitely sorry about that. But that doesn't make you any less pathetic. You can be a pathetic fucking racist. There are plenty of people who have survived horrific, harrowing fucking experiences that are still pathetic due to their beliefs. It doesn't matter.
So, do you want to go back to the previous topic, systemic racism? Want to talk about that for a bit?
I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't think I can really move you over on anything, and I've kind of said what I wanted to say.
There's still plenty of topics barely touched on. We haven't even talked about the Jews yet.
Oh, shit, we can talk about them. Yeah, so what's going on with you and them?
Oh, well, nothing's going on with me and them, like, directly. Like, I... Okay, look, like, when it comes to, okay, there is a lot of historical animosity between certain people groups, especially between, white people and Jewish people. There's a lot of historical animosity there. They are very openly contemptuous towards us. They hate us. They despise us. They despise our mere existence.
Calm down, you're getting emotional. It's making you sound irrational.
So because of this existing historical animosity, Jews are openly contemptuous towards us. But now this brings us to the core point, which is that Jewish people are vastly overrepresented. Jewish people are vastly overrepresented in industries such as media and finance. Now, this is not debated. This is a fact. Jewish people are indeed overrepresented. Some people are okay with this. Personally, I am not. And the reason I'm not okay with this is because, well, let us ask a question. The Jewish question. Is it okay to let these people who have is it okay to allow these people who are openly contemptuous towards our very existence, is it okay to allow them to have so much power over us? And personally, I would say no. I do not think that it is okay to allow people who openly despise our very existence to have this power over us, because they use this power. Now, you can argue about however they got the power. You can say, oh, you see, they got this power through socio-economics. Historical conditions led them to basically controlling media and banking. But like, fine, okay, even if I grant you that historical conditions and socio-economic circumstances is what created the position of Jewish people controlling banking and media, it does not change the fact that they do. And that they use this power, they use their influence over finance, media, and politicians, they use this to try to orchestrate the destruction of the white race. They bring in non-white people, and then they promote miscegenation to try to destroy white genes, to eradicate the white race, so that as sort of like a retribution for the historical it's like a retribution for the historical animosity. Yeah, that's my thesis.
Okay. So I'm gonna say something that's about to really piss you the fuck off, and it's gonna be really fucking funny if it does piss you the fuck off.
It will.
So you said that like you said Jewish people like hate white people. Is that what you said? Basically, like boiled down, you know, like that was one of your points, correct?
There is animosity between Jewish. Yes, there is a historical animosity between Jewish people and white people.
Okay. So do you think that that's still ongoing? Like do you have so do you think like Jewish people hate white people?
Not every single individual Jew, of course. Like there are no doubt many nice Jews. I have nothing but love in my heart for normal, individual, everyday Jews. I support their right to exist. I have nothing against everyday, just regular Jews. My problem are only with the Jewish bankers and the media and those who infiltrate systems of power and politics.
Infiltrate? Don't you think that they have a right to be in systems of power as well? I mean, I think everyone should participate in systems of power.
No, I believe systems of power in white countries should be primarily owned and operated by white people, as opposed to allowing people who are openly contemptuous to our mere existence to accumulate so much power.
Okay, there we go. Openly contemptuous to our mere existence. Can you, like, give me something for that? You know? Who? And here's the thing that's gonna piss you off. Source.
Source? Just source for that?
Yeah, do you? Yeah.
Like playing like Yu-Gi-Oh or some shit, and I play
Yeah, dude.
source
Yeah, dude.
card.
Yes, I do play the source card. Give me a fucking source, Nimrod. Come on. Go ahead. Give it to me, Dindernuffin. Come on.
Fuck off. Like this is
Give me a source! It's that simple! If you're gonna make spurious claims like this, give me a fucking source. Give me a Listen, I want you to use your big, beautiful white brain and give me a source. I know you can do it, Australoid. I know you can do it. You're so strong. You're so strong with your inability to do fucking long division.
I can do division on a calculator.
But you can't do long division.
No, I can't do long division, because why would I want to do long division? I have no reason to do long division.
There are many things I can do, but I don't necessarily want to do.
There's no... I have no use for long division. There is no purpose. I have no need. Why would I know something that I don't need to know?
Because information is good. It's good to have information. You know, the Malian Empire knew that. That's why they opened a public university, first one in the world, at Timbuktu.
So what did you ask about? Oh yeah, the historical animosity between Jews and whites.
Yeah, can I see a source on that?
Do you want a specific quote from a specific powerful Jew?
I'd like a source that this is widespread.
How about this? Here's an idea.
I'd like a source that this is widespread.
How about? I have a suggestion. You can find your source by...
I mean, you're making the claim. You should have the source. I don't make claims, you know. Like, you're making the claim. You should be able to provide the fucking source.
Open your eyes and look at what these academics are talking about.
I want to look at what these academics are talking about, Cassandra. Would you please help me by providing me a fucking source?
I'll try to find the exact name. Are you familiar with that whole plan that a Jewish academic outlined for importing black people to have their dominant regimes destroy the white people? This was a famous Jewish academic.
No, I'm not familiar with that. Maybe if you could give me a fucking source, I could familiarize myself with it.
Well, I currently have that tab open and I'm trying to find it. I don't know what it's called because I don't remember the exact name of the exact fucking Ike who was talking about this.
Oh, so now you're using slurs.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I've been using slurs this whole time.
Have you?
Fucking abo, that's a slur.
Yeah.
And who cares?
It's clearly not a very fucking known one.
Call a spade. Call an abo because that's what they fucking are. Call a spade a spade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find the source for it, but it's stupid. Why do I have to find sources on a...
You're making a claim, and I would like to see where it came from.
You familiar with the clergy plan?
The clergy plan? Can you send it to me? Can you link it to me?
I can send you a Jewish Wikipedia article about it.
Alright.
Obviously, that's going to be fucking biased.
Alright.
Are you familiar with the clergy plan? It's basically, there was a Jewish academic who was openly talking about how it's important that the white race he felt posed a threat to Jewish people, and he cited things like the Holocaust, an example, like, oh, look at what these white people did to us Jews. We must prevent them from doing this ever again. So he talked about the importance of importing brown people into white countries to then promote miscegenation, to destroy the white genes, to ensure that white people could never again do the, in massive air quotes, Holocaust.
Okay. 1 second. Water. Okay. So can you like point me to where Kalergi like specifically stated this? Actually, wait. No, that doesn't even fucking matter. Where's your evidence that this is actually being instituted by Jewish people, and this isn't just like one guy?
The fact that he and all of his academic friends, and like connected with like lobbyists, and they promoted stuff directly into a lot of the politicians of the time.
Okay, so can you?
And you have to remember that a lot of the Jews who own the media. So a lot of Jewish people in power like to collaborate with other. Like a lot of people refer to it as like a cabal. I think that's a bit of a mischaracterization. Like it's not really like shady backroom dealings. It's just a simple fact that people like to be with other people who are like them, and so a lot of powerful Jews like to work with a lot of other powerful Jews. I don't think this is not a conspiracy. It's like powerful Jews work with other powerful Jews. Like that's not a conspiracy. That's just a thing that they do. So these Jewish academics who are openly talking about the importance of destroying the white race, they'll communicate with a lot of the Jews in media to then subtly promote values that would lead them to their desired end.
Okay. Question. Can you give me something that points to this being instituted, and again, it just not being one guy? Because like right now, you're just doing conjecture. Can you point me to something like maybe a source?
Values.
Source.
In Jewish media.
Source.
Values
Source.
espoused. The values
Source.
espoused. Jesus Christ!
Give me a link. Give me a link.
Let me fucking talk.
Source. Just give me a link. Just give me a link, and I'll shut the fuck up. Just give me a link.
Let me talk.
It's that simple. Just give me a link.
Values espoused. The values espoused in Jewish media promote this. The Jewish media, they like to talk. They try to like promote like miscegenation, and they also try to do things to try to disincentivize white people from reproducing, just like forcing men into the workforce. Like obviously, I support women's rights to be in the workforce. I support them having that choice. However, the Jews try to force them in through their neoliberal Jewish capitalism, through the media and through finance and through promoting these economic systems. They promote these values and these systems to enact this.
Okay, have you maybe considered that maybe white people are just genetically predisposed to be Jewish people's bitch?
I would not argue that the historical animosity is intrinsic. I don't think that there's an intrinsic, inherent animosity between Jews and whites. It's more of historical. Like, historical circumstance has time and time again pitted Jews against whites. I don't think this is intrinsic. I don't think this is genetic.
Okay. But again, I would like you to point me to, this actually being a widespread conspiracy and not just, like, some one guy allegedly saying this, because, like, I could not find anything on this guy.
Take a look at the values pushed by media.
Okay.
They constantly promote, like,
So,
like,
can you give me I'll change it up a little bit for you. I'm not even going to say source. No. I'm going to ask for oh my god! Really? That works perfect for you. The fucking word in Spanish for source is fuente, apparently. Fuente, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that works. Can you give me un fuente to
Shout out to Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, fuck you. Can you give me a source to un fuente to give me some evidence as to this actually being a conspiracy that's actually ongoing currently? Or are you just gonna keep saying like look around?
Take a look. Immigration of non-white people, these black people, they're just being imported. We are just bringing them in. We just keep on bringing them in.
They're refugees.
And that is a product of
that
the
happens.
dissemination
They're
of
refugees.
this man's values and his propagandas, trying to push his ends.
So what do you think about like a glorious Indian man in I'm assuming actually no, you wouldn't consider him glorious. I wouldn't consider him glorious either. But what do you think about like the Indian man who's currently Prime Minister of the UK, Indian British, born Rishi Sunak. Yeah, I know. Wait, 1 second. What do you think about the Rwanda plan then? The plan that he's currently
I don't know shit
instituting.
about the Rwanda plan. All I know is that Rishi Sunak is a fucking Randian. He's a supporter of Ayn Rand. There is nothing more immoral and disgusting than an Ayn Rand supporter. So yes, Rishi Sunak is fucking disgusting. He is filth. He is trash.
But like, what about the Rwanda plan, though? You know, to like deport immigrants to Rwanda. What do you think about that? Not immigrants, but
Correct me if I'm wrong, but those immigrants, those are fucking Albanians.
refugees.
They're European refugees.
No.
The refugees that they're talking about deporting aren't African refugees. They're refugees from other European nations. And as I've made clear, I oppose intra-European racism. I think that white people should come together. Yes, we have our differences. We have our vibrant subcultures, and that's fine. That's cool. But we should stand together as one people, as the white race. So I do not support intra-European racism. So the
Question.
idea of British government deporting Albanians to Africa, that's not good. I do not support that.
Okay, hold up. I'm reading this like out right now. That being the Rwanda plan, was enacted for a duration of 5 years by British Home Secretary Priti Patel, who's an Indian woman, also a fucking demon, and Rwandan Foreign Minister Vincent Biruta, who I believe is a black man, on 13th April 2022. Its stated aims are to decrease the amount of migrant crossings in the British Channel, stop human smuggling, and boost Rwandan investment and development. It seems like it's... Yeah, no. Where else does it save us here? Does not specify how many migrants upon arrival. Capital of Kigali. Okay. Rwanda has stated that it will not accept immigrants with criminal records, nor will it accept families of anyone under the age of majority. Yeah, no. I mean, again, you do... Wait, one second.
British is sending them Albanian refugees. I don't support that.
Their
I think
European courts.
What I think is that if the Rwandan government wants to promote people moving to Rwanda to help their economic growth, they should then reach out to the Albanian refugees and be
it's like deporting people.
Come here.
It's deporting people.
Issued
an interim measure which stated that one of its 7 passengers, an Iraqi man, not an Albanian man, would face a real risk of irreversible harm if he was transported to Rwanda. Oh, it seems like this isn't Albanians like you're fucking saying. Imagine that.
Sorry, did I hear the same thing you
Imagine
said?
that.
It sounded like you said an Iraqi man and an Albanian man.
No,
Did I mishear you?
no, I didn't say anything about an Albanian man. It said, an interim measure, which stated that one of its 7 passengers, an Iraqi man, would face a real risk of irreversible harm if he was transported to Rwanda.
Okay.
Hey, maybe if your, like, Australoid ears were better at fucking hearing, you wouldn't, like, have to, you know, like assume that I said Albanian when I didn't say Albanian.
So what you said an Iraqi man, not an Albanian man, and I misheard it as an Iraqi man and an Albanian man. It's an honest, basic mishearing of one word.
I think it's genetic. Ooh, would you look at this? Rwandan President Paul Kagame has defended the asylum plan, dismissing allegations that the UK gave Rwanda money to dump people here, further stating that it was just a problem that needs to be solved and Rwanda is ready to help. He favorably compared the plan to his 2018 proposal to give asylum to Libyan refugees. So it looks like the not same plan, but a very similar plan has been instituted before.
Okay.
With Libyans.
Exactly. So in the past,
Libyans.
maybe like 5 years ago, they were sending Iraqis to Rwanda. The current one, the current news cycle was about them sending Albanians. I'm sure, okay, maybe they've sent Middle Easterns and Arabs there before. Okay, sure, I believe that has happened.
Wait, the current news cycle? I thought you didn't like the media.
Why is it an issue? Okay, I don't think they should be deported to Rwanda, but if the Rwandan government wants people to come there to support economic growth, the Rwandan government reaching out to refugees and offering them asylum, that's good. I think they should do that. The Rwandan government would be like, hey, come to Rwanda, woo! I think that's their right. They shouldn't be forced to go to Rwanda, but sure, I think that's a good option for them to have.
I thought you didn't like the news. You said the current news cycle. I thought you didn't like the news.
When did I not like the news?
I mean, you just claimed that it was, like, full of Jewish people who were trying to, like, replace
a lot
white
of them
people.
are Jewish.
A lot of them.
The media
I thought it was controlled. In your words, I thought it was controlled by Jewish people.
At what point have I claimed outright control? No, Jews do not have outright control of the media.
I'm pretty sure you said that.
Control. They have disproportionate control, but they don't own literally everything. And if someone, such as myself, has critical thinking skills, you can still watch Jewish news and Jewish media while critically analyzing it to get the bits of truth out of it.
I think an inability to do long division kind of speaks like disfavorably on your critical thinking skills. Hey, don't rely on technology. Don't rely on technology, you cuck.
No long division.
Don't rely on technology, you cuck. Come on. You can do it without technology. It's simple.
Calculator gets the job done, dude.
Yeah, but you know what else gets the job done? Fucking pen and pencil.
Well, not needed. You see, you can be a savage and use pen and paper, but I, as a civilized white, I use my calculator.
I mean, hey, I think pen and paper is pretty fucking cool.
It was cool 2,000 years ago when it was first invented.
I don't even think pens existed. Well, no, they did exist 2,000 years ago, yeah.
Pens, no. Pencils, yes, but pens are like the past 100 years.
I mean, there are quill
Pencils
pens.
and quills go back thousands of years, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, do you know who invented paper? Not the fucking Angloids. Not the fucking Angloids. I'll tell you that much.
That was the creepy-ass motherfucking Egyptians.
Well, they use papyrus. Which is it's kind of like a paper predecessor, but like really paper in the way that we know it was mostly developed by like I forget what dynasty it was, but it was developed in China. You'd know that if you actually like thought about human curiosity and actually decided to learn things and didn't just rely on technology, you fucking Australoid.
I know quite a bit about the world. I know far more about the world and about history and about politics than your random person. Like, I know far more than your average person.
But you didn't know about the Malian Empire.
I'm aware that the Mali Empire existed. Ooh, a king, a warlord, rounded up lots of people and got lots of money.
And Axum. And Axum. Don't forget about Axum. There's so many fucking societies.
Also, can we just fucking call bullshit on the idea that a guy riding around throwing out gold bars caused inflation, which led to civilization collapse? Like, that is such a bullshit story. Like, who in their right mind believes that?
I mean, it was that among other things. Also, like, the salt trade being a little weird, but yeah. I mean, he did cause, like, some economies, and he did cause some economies in cities to, like, kind of go a little weird for a second.
The Malian king riding around, handing out gold bars, led to civilizations collapsing. That is just Jewish propaganda bullshit to try to make it seem like these black people had more than they did.
I mean, again, he's speculated to have been, like, the richest man on the planet to have ever existed. Like, he controlled the gold. He controlled the gold trade. Like, controlled I call bullshit
on the idea that handing out gold bars leads to civilizational collapse, and I believe that anyone with half a brain would also call bullshit on that.
Yeah. Well, I think you have a quarter, so, you know. Have you ever watched Bluey?
Watched Bluey? Yes, I have watched Bluey. Oh, I love Bluey. Yeah. Great show. Great Australian show.
Yeah, great Australian show. I don't think they're very racist in Bluey. They like cultural diversity in Bluey. Seems like.
The audio was cutting off a bit there on my end. I didn't quite hear what you said. What did you say, sorry?
Yeah. I don't think Bluey would be racist. I don't think Bluey would teach you to be racist.
Well, can we just talk? Can we just address something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
So, in the world of Bluey, if you look at their family, you see that their aunt is the same color as their mum and Bingo. Their grandmother is the same color as their aunt and their Bingo. Their uncle is the same color as their father. Yet Bluey, who is canonically a girl, is the same color as her father and her uncle. Clearly, Bluey is a biological male, but yet is established as a girl. Therefore, Bluey is trans.
Alright.
Bluey is a trans girl.
I mean, it's a fun theory. It's a little weird hearing it coming out of, you know, your mouth, considering all of the shit that you've said this entire debate, but I like it.
I'm very pro-trans.
You
Trans
are
rights
very
above all
pro-trans, but you are very anti-other things. Like, very anti-other things.
So trans rights above all else. Like, to clarify something, if you think that I would like hit the streets marching for white pride alongside a bunch of transphobes, you are sorely mistaken. I would hit the streets in defense of trans rights at a multiracial rally long before I would ever align myself with transphobic white supremacists. To me, trans rights above all else. It goes trans rights, workers' rights, and economic conditions, and then like white rights and race things. Economics, social, like left-wing like socialism, and trans rights are both things that I think are more important. Like, don't get me wrong, I do care a lot about protecting my race, and I think my people, we have a right to continue to exist. I think that attacks against trans rights pose a more imminent threat. So I believe that the most important thing is like protecting trans rights.
Okay, I have a question for you. Have you ever heard of Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld?
What, sorry?
Have you ever heard of Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld?
I'm not familiar with who that is.
Oh, Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld was a doctor who was very instrumental to helping dispel the idea that being queer was, a bad thing. And he was also instrumental to some of the first gender-affirming treatments. He was actually a really cool dude. He made the Institute of, I believe it was called the Institute of Sexology. It was a German name, but like it basically translated to that. And he opened some of the first queer health clinics and trans health clinics. Did you know that?
That in Weimar, Germany, was it?
Yeah. And you want to know what else about Hirschfeld?
The Nazis probably killed him, didn't they?
Yeah, because he was Jewish.
Because Hitler was a cunt. Oh, okay. We'll get it.
Yeah, it's almost like hating people. It's almost like hating people for things such as like the religion and the ethnic group that they were born into is a little fucking stupid.
As I've said a million times, I don't hate every single normal everyday Jew. Like, if a Jew is studying something important, like trans rights and stuff, I mean, all the power to them. Like, you have to remember that, like, in a way, the Nazis kind of were actually the first transgender activists, because like they forced people to go through sex change operations within their experimentation camps. So they actually did a lot to refine the art of SRS within their camps, experimenting on Jews from SRS.
I can't even call that fucking deranged. That's more. I don't even think there's a word for that. Wow, shit. Okay. Anyways, I don't see this going anywhere. Do you have any final memes?
Any final memes? Shit,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good at memeing. I'm not a very funny person.
Clearly.
I know. Fuck you. I will say, anyone watching this, I promise I don't bite. I mean, unless you want me to. But like, I'm not a bad person. Like, I would highly encourage you to go follow me on Twitter at Cassandra_Nya. That's at CASSANDRA_NYA. Go follow me over there. Feel free to ask me any questions. My DMs are always open. Feel free to ask me anything. Feel free to hit me up. We can just have a talk. We can just game around. It's all good. Yeah, go check out my cringe. I'm currently in Twitter jail. I'm currently in the middle of a 7-day Twitter suspension, but I will be back in 4 days. So hopefully I will see you there.
Yeah. Oh, also, before you leave, can you give me a quick little... How about Black Lives Matter?
The movement, or just the general assertion that Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, just say, like, Black Lives Matter. I think it'll be fun.
Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, all lives matter, as long as we can... I support Black lives. Black lives do matter, and I wish them the best in existing, so long as we can exist as well.
Okay, and also, could you say your Twitter again?
Cassandra_Nya. NYA, like the nya nya meow meow ooh.
Alright, you heard it here, folks. That is where you can go report her Twitter account like I have already. You have a good night. That was phenomenal. Wow, that is the most fun I've had streaming in like my entire time I've been streaming. Holy fucking shit, that was golden. Wow, that was a fucking hoot, dude. Oh my god. How is everyone? Oh god, I love that so much. That was great. She's not pro-trans, by the way, I'm not shocked. Brutal, yeah. Yeah, dude, let's pop some fucking champagne. Should listen to all. Someone as racist as her can't be pro-trans. Listen, I don't know. At this point, I've seen weirder things on the fucking internet. All I know is that was genuinely the funnest time I've ever had streaming. But with that being said, if you enjoyed this debate, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and share it in your communities. I've actually searched around a little bit, because, like, you know, I got to a certain point, and, like, I saw people talking about me, like, elsewhere on the internet, which is the weirdest thing to think about. But, like, I decided to name search myself in some key places, and I saw that, like, one of you in my audience had posted my video in, like, the Vosh subreddit, and it got, like, 16 upvotes, which isn't a lot, but it's still something. And I think that's pretty cool. So, like, be sure to share me in spaces where you think people would like it, if it's allowed in those spaces, of course. As well as that, I stream on Fridays and Saturdays, or Fridays or Saturdays, depends on how I'm feeling that week. And I upload videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. With that being said, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.